I am, why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I be? And um, I entitled this live, How to Transition in Life. How to transition in life. What do we do when we need to transition, when we choose to go in on a different path? Maybe when we want an exit strategy, what does that look like? And I am, this message comes from an interaction today. And I was taking my sexy walk, which I share that everything I do, you got to do it sexy. You got to do it sexy. So if I'm taking my daily walk to have my exercise, it's not just your average walk. First of all, I am one of those like retirement women where when I'm walking, I'm swinging my arms. Like you see me, I'm breathing like, whew, whew. I'm intentional about my walk. Every stride of my walk is a stride of success, is a stride of being strong, is a stride of, yes, I am here and I'm not here to play. So if I'm taking a walk, I'm not just strolling along all willy nilly. No, I am a walking. Okay, I am a walking, and I have my flower crown, which I love. And as I took my walk today, and I'm visiting my parents, I walked past one of my childhood friends' homes. And this friend's name was David. And me and David went to elementary school. And David lives roughly 45 seconds away from my parents' home. So I exit my home, I make a right, there's 3 houses, I make another right, there's 3 more houses, I make a left, there's 3 houses, and that 3rd house is David's house. 3, 3, 3. And me and David went to elementary school. And me and David would ride our bikes to school every day. Me and David, as soon as we got out of school, we would ride back home, which was all of maybe a 5 to 7 minute bike ride to school. And we would ride home and throw our bikes in the garage and go and play. We would play in the front yard. We would ride our bikes around the block. We would play in his backyard. And I remember David had several fruit trees. So we would climb these trees in the backyard. There's a avocado tree and an apricot tree and a cherry tree and an orange tree and a lemon tree and a guava tree. And there's a lot of trees in this backyard. And we would jump the fence and run back to my house and play video games. And it brought me so much joy because me and David were like best friends, okay? And so this was from maybe 3rd grade to 6th grade. And I went to a different middle school because I was in a accelerated engineering math science program. So from 7th grade to 12th grade, I was in this accelerated program. And David still lived around the corner and we would still see each other and catch up. But those unique years in elementary school, David was like my ace. David, we would just ride bikes. It was just fun, childhood fun. So as I was taking my walk today, I walked past David's house. And I always walk past. And now I actually haven't seen David probably in 20 years. Probably in 20 years. But I will see his parents outside, his father, and I'll wave. And there have been times where I've gone and spoken to the parents because we would have so much fun as kids. So today I thought, you know what? As I'm taking my sexy walk, I'm going to stop by and see if he's there, or at least say hi to his parents and just tell them how much I enjoyed those memories. And so I approached the front of the house. Now, the front door is encapsulated with like a gate and cameras and a sitting area. And I saw there was an area that said bell, and I rang the bell. And I waited because I was excited. When you see me talking like this, I talk like this to everyone. However, I was just excited, whether it was his mother or his father, to come out just to say, hey, I'm here visiting my parents. I just want to say hello and say how happy I am to walk past this house. And I waited, and no one came to the door. So I thought, okay. And I started to walk away. And just as I was walking away, I was crossing the street, and I heard a door open. And as that door opened, I saw a woman come out. And I thought, oh, okay, this must be his mom or someone, because I know the whole family. And let me turn around and go and speak to whoever just came from the front door. So as I was walking towards the front door, I said, hi, I live around the corner. I used to play with David. This was probably like 25 years ago. And I just wanted to stop and say hi. I'm here for the holidays. And the woman I was talking to said, you don't recognize me. I said, oh, wow, you look great. And upon further examination, this was what I formerly knew as his brother. His brother has now successfully transitioned and is living as a woman. And it only took a moment to refocus where I actually was like, is this it? Oh, okay, because a voice is somewhat similar. I said, you look great, girl, because to me, acceptance is just of the person. How you care to show up is never a question for me. I actually don't, it's not that I don't care, but it doesn't, sure, you've transitioned. And that's where I got the title of this live, How to Transition in Life and to Be You. Because once I realized who this was, all of these memories came back. And we sat and talked for like an hour and a half, probably close to 2 hours, and caught up. Just like when I was a wee lad, when I was a kid. And there's a beauty in that, the beauty of the comfort of just accepting and acknowledging who and what someone is in this moment. Because when she said, you don't recognize me, the question wasn't, oh, you have transitioned. When did you transition? When did you decide? Why are you that's not actually any of my concern or a need of information for me. The beauty was how easily we just went into continuing our conversation. And to transition in life, outside of transitioning genders, but just to transition in life, is often something that is seen as difficult by others, that is seen as impossible, and that is seen as something that possibly can't be done. Because think about it, everyone in the chat, think about any time where you wanted to change. And it may be a change in occupation. Oftentimes it's a change in occupation because from my perspective, it can be very difficult to have that exit strategy and to just change. This is also why I believe most people do not like their jobs, because they don't know how to get out of it once they're in it. And it just continues. And it's the same with life. Life doesn't change. You have to change. You won't just wake up and life's changed. You won't just wake up and your relationship has changed for the better. You won't just go to your place of employment and you actually like it. That's not how it works. But how often do people just go through their life thinking, when it changes, I'll change. When it changes, I'll like it. When it changes, I will show up different. When it changes, I will change. And it's always the opposite. We change and then it changes. Meaning life doesn't just change. Life actually is change and then it changes. Meaning life doesn't just change. Life actually is this, not any time after. So what does that mean and how do we do that? How do we transition? How do you transition out of a job that you hate? Well, it'll take, number one, admitting, I don't like this and I want something different. Saying I don't like this and not going that extra step of believing I want something different doesn't do anything. So saying I don't like this and I want something different, great. The next step is the pivotal step. What do I want? Because often that's just the end. The question or the statement is, I don't like this and I want something different, and it ends. No. Go on to the next step. What do I want? Do I want to stay in this field? Do I want increased profit or revenue? Do I want to learn a new skill? What do I want? Because also often the thought is, I don't like this, but I don't know what else to do. Well, that's because you haven't asked yourself, what do I want? What do you want? And this is referring to a job. This can refer to anything. I don't like this relationship, and why? Have I changed? Has the person changed? Am I receiving what I want? What do I want? Am I able to communicate? Asking those questions will get you to the third step. Because as I said, most will stop at that first statement of, I don't like this, I want something different. But will not move on to the question of, well, what do I want? And if you don't move on to that, you definitely can't get to the next step of, okay, let me go after this, or how do I get this, or let me let this go to invite something else in my life. And for me, I have not allowed myself to be that attached, especially to an occupation, enough where the statement was, I can't do anything else, because that's not true. You can always do something else. You can always achieve more. You can always put yourself in a different position. And it will start with simply believing. And that exit strategy, and that exit strategy is often, especially in employment, why you work with others that you don't really like because they don't like themselves and they don't like the job, but they don't believe there's anything else for them. So they will just stay there because their thought is, this is all I can do. This is all I can be. This is all that's for me. And that's never the choice. The choice always comes back to you. Your choice is you, but life doesn't just change. You have to change it. Life doesn't change. You have to change it. You will not wake up and feel different and say, I love this job. In fact, more than likely, you're going to wake up every day losing a little space of yourself because of how much you don't like this thing. And as I named the 3 steps, it takes, okay, I don't like this. I want something else. First step. Second step, what do I want? What do I want? If I'm working at Target, do I still want to work in retail? Do I want to be a nurse? Do I want to sell things online? What do you want? Because life doesn't change, we change, and then the life that we see changes, not the other way around. I will repeat that. Life doesn't change. We change, and then life as we see it changes. But it's not the other way around. And I stress that because there's that feeling of, I don't like life, but once it changes, once I feel better, once I lose weight, once my relationship feels good, once I have more money, once the house is done, once my kids are grown, once, I'll like it again. That is, you're setting yourself up to dislike it even more. Same thing with a relationship. A relationship just doesn't change. We have to change ourselves, and then how we see the relationship changes. But if you allow yourself just to sit back and allow it to change for the better, you'll just be waiting and rotting, because that will never happen. It won't ever happen. Ever. And that can be difficult because, as I stated in my TED Talk, link in bio, it's you. I'm under the belief that this thing called life is us, meaning if we don't like something, you have the ability to change it. I know all these things happened in your life. I know you didn't have the money. You didn't have the upbringing you want. You didn't have the support. You didn't. And guess what? It still falls on you. There's a beauty to that. Because the beautiful part is, wow, this is my responsibility. It's up to me. Or, this is my responsibility. I don't have the courage. I don't have it in me. I'm not worthy of change. But you get to select which way you want to go. And the beautiful space about understanding that the change is you, that your life is your responsibility, is, wow, I can up and change this whole story at any point. And that transition into this is what I was doing and this is what I'm going to do now is beautiful. It's beautiful when you allow that space of saying, yeah, I'm ready for something else. Because I can guarantee you, when you no longer want to do something and you continue to do it, out of the non-belief that there's nothing better for you, out of the belief that you don't have it within you, or under the belief that this is all right, it pays me okay, I've been here this long, and why would I change? That will eat at you. That doesn't feel good. That will break your spirit, your soul, your confidence, your yearning and passion for life. All of that happens when you decide not to decide. When you decide not to make a decision, because guess what? Not making a decision is a decision. Saying I want to leave, but nah, I'm not going to make a decision about what I want to do. That's a decision. And the decision is always up to you. And I speak on occupations or jobs all the time because it's typically the one thing that a lot of people, especially in the US, feel intertwined with. This is where my benefits are. I've been here for X amount of time. This is how I make my living. This is who I know. This is what's comfortable. And all of that actually doesn't matter, because we always have the ability to start again. We always have the ability to say, I want more. I want different. I'm ready. I'm doing it. It's for me. Let's go. But not making a decision is making a decision. And as I spoke to my childhood friend's sister this morning, that was formerly the brother, and this is why I entitled this, Aloha, Aloha, Aloha. Nice to read your comments, Heavenly Anomaly. I love the flower. You know, I'm all about my flowers. I've been, side note, in a very beautiful, powerful, feminine space of flowers and the magic that comes with flowers and the beauty of just that simple, unique plant that we would call a flower. I'm just uploading my live onto my YouTube channel, Hope is Speaking, because I upload all of my lives. And working with roses, well, first of all, it makes me feel so pretty. It makes me feel so beautiful to work with beautiful flowers. What's up, Alphonse? Oh, what's up? There's a subtle beauty to plants, especially flowers, especially working with them, because as I'm speaking about transitions, it's like with a rose. A rose is so beautiful, but if you aren't looking and you just grab the rose by the stem, you will prick your hand and it will hurt. Sometimes that's how life is for us, but it's not always to purposely harm us. It may just be for us to learn something, or learn to observe, or to learn to protect, or to learn. I always speak about learning because life is about learning. Anything that you consider a failure is just your lesson while you're learning it. Listen, your failure is just your lesson as you're learning it. That's it. There is no failure, because what you've learned will prevent or add information that will circumvent that in the future. Thank you for liking the live, Heavenly Anomaly. And I know that because I love to dive into things. I don't consider anything a failure. Nothing. Everything is a lesson for me to learn from. Everything. Thank you for liking the live, The Last Spirit. Everything, every relationship, every friendship, every success, every lesson, everything that I learn about my body, my voice, my thoughts, everything. Use it as that. What's up, Joy for Life? Use it as that. Use your life lessons as your teaching. What's up? What's up? Yes, yes. Oh, I love the infinity. I love that. And 8 is a very special number because it signifies prosperity and wealth. I was born on the 26th, 2/6/8, and I was born at exactly 8 p.m. So 8, that infinity number, has quite a resonance within me. So I enjoy just seeing that. Life is our lesson. Life is our gift to learn from. And I would know. Yes, very true. I would know. I speak about things. I talked in my live yesterday about how I was, when I was ran over by a motorcycle in Buenos Aires, Argentina. And the lesson was to look both ways, because I didn't look both ways. And that's when the motorcycle hit me. And I wasn't ran over. I mean, I was hit. And from that, I learned to always look both ways. That's the simple lesson. I don't say that person should have slowed down. No, for me, I need to now learn that I may need to look both ways. I may need to use a bit more precaution. And it's a great story. It's a great story because I had all this yarn. Argentina is one of the largest exporters of wool. And in Buenos Aires, there's a knitting district, and I knit. I love to knit. I love to use my hands for projects. And I was on a layover in Buenos Aires, and I walked to the knitting district. And you know when you're in the knitting district because there is, just a minute. Okay, I am back. There is knit, almost like crocheted or little sweaters around all of the tree trunks in that area. So it's really cool because as I'm walking, because we stayed in the anyway, there's different areas in Buenos Aires. However, where we would lay over, I would just walk or take the train. The train system is very easy to navigate and go into the knitting district. Now, because the currency, the US currency, is a lot stronger, and within Argentina, there's a whole black market with American currency. This was like 2000, probably 12 or 13. But at the time, and I believe it's still true, there was no influx of American currency. So if you had American currency, it was really strong. So let's say the exchange was $1 to 100 Buenos Aires, is it reals or pesos? Not sure, but let's say it was 1 for 100. Because the US currency was not allowed in, they would give you double. So you could get 200 for 1. It was great. And because of that, when I would go and buy my yarn in the knitting district of Buenos Aires, this cashmere yarn and Angora yarn and really fine wools that would typically be $40, $60, $80 in the US was the equivalent of like between 3 to 12 US dollars in Buenos Aires. So I would buy because as you see, I make a lot of things. I make a lot of my gifts. I would like knit my mom a blanket. I would knit stuff for friends. And I would buy so much yarn in Buenos Aires, Argentina, that the shop owners wanted me to be like an exporter or importer because I would buy what the equivalent of, let's say, a couple thousand of their currency, which might have been 100 of ours. And I did not add any to the trees. I did not. There was a whole, I believe it's like a knitting society that does that. I did not. I'll see if I have some pictures of that. I did not. I was just enthralled with the area because it's really cute and it has the cute cafes and it's just an area of lots of yarn shops, and you go in and they'll bring you a coffee or a tea, and there would be the mature women, the grannies knitting. It's fabulous, and I love knitting communities. They are safe and fun and comforting, and you drink your tea and you knit. It's like the best. So I would, what's up the God particle? I would speak to the people in the shops and learn different techniques and learn about the different wools and learn patterns. It was fantastic. So on that day, what's up, Mr. Mixmaster? I got my flower crown again. Yes, it was so cozy. And you know, I love a cup of tea. You know I love a cup of tea. I love a great cup of tea. And a beautiful cup. Here's a side note. Get rid of your mugs often. I would do that just because it's good with change. You know I love change, so I change often. But if your mug is the color of coffee when coffee's not in it, donate it and get another one. Or go donate it to Goodwill. And while you're at Goodwill, get another one. You don't need to keep a broken, chipped, stained mug. It's terrible. And if you invite me over and give me a mug that's stained, Yuck. Either way, that day I had acquired a bit of yarn, quite a bit, and I was walking back to my hotel. And this is where I learned to look both ways because, again, I had been used to the thought of if a street is one way, then it will continue to be one way. But in this instance, the first city block was a one-way street, but the next city block, no, well, sure. I don't subscribe to that, and I see how that could be it. But no, I like beautiful, clean things. Like it's actually acceptable to say, okay, I've used this enough and I will replace it. I'll just exchange it. I'm not going to keep something until it's stained and it looks like there's a cup of coffee when there's nothing in it. It's served its purpose by then. So I had walked on a city block where it was one way. So my assumption is this next city block will also be a one-way street. To my surprise, it was not. To my surprise, I was walking across the street with my bags full of yarn, and I felt a swift push. And I thought, okay, because I don't know if anyone in the chat has, yeah, this is not a cast iron skillet. We don't, of course that was a man who would say that. Men, you guys are weird. Like, dishes are beautiful. It's okay. You know what? You can even get a mug for like $0.25. And it's not even about the price. It's just about like, if it is looking like a cast iron skillet, that is the subtle sign to say, oh, you know what? This is done. There's that part. So I'm walking across the street. I feel a swift push. This swift push was my upper body on the windscreen or the windshield of the motorcycle, which my body was curved up against, and I was being pushed. I don't know if anyone's been hit by a motorcycle or a car. You don't know what's happening unless you're seeing it, but this was from the side. So I got hit from the side. I was on the windscreen or the windshield of the motorcycle and I was pushed. Now, this was so swift that not only was I not aware of what was happening because I was just being pushed, I thought, okay, this is either one of two things. Number one, this could be the end. This may just be how I go out. And if it's not, I don't know if I'll be able to walk again, because I'm just being pushed. So in my mind, this was a matter of seconds. Maybe I'm being hit. I won't be able to walk again. And as I was being hit by the motorcycle and pushed within a matter of seconds, I then flew onto the ground and hit the ground. And then that's when I hit the ground and looked, I saw the motorcyclist had stopped and I pieced together what had happened. I had just been hit by a motorcycle because I didn't look both ways. And I shared that story to say everything in life is a lesson. This isn't about, people need to slow down and no. I take responsibility, and the lesson for me was hope. Look both ways. And I shared this yesterday. Now, if I'm crossing the street, I do this the whole time. There's no time when I'm crossing the street where I'm not looking on both sides. Because what I learned is it's just best to look both ways when you're crossing the street, as you're crossing the street, because it's quite a shock and a surprise to have this happen. So as I was there on the ground, I was not seriously injured. I think I kind of hyperextended my knee, but I'm strong like bull. And I just got up And there were people that stopped and helped me and made sure, are you okay? The motorcyclist stopped and questioned, are you okay? Do you need to be transported to the hospital? All of these things, which is quite nice because what's up, boss man? It's quite nice because humans do care. I believe the average human will help. If they see someone injured or in need, they will help. And it was in this moment where I felt that, and that support feels nice, especially after you've been hit by a motorcycle. And then I said, I'm okay. And I started to walk back to my hotel. This is when the adrenaline kind of ran off and shock set in. And I was just so shocked that I had been hit that I started crying. I was just in this space of swift despair of like, oh my gosh, I'm here in Argentina and I was just hit by a motorcycle and I'm by myself and this could have been the end and how could and it was just like a shift. And I allowed the expression of tears to happen because this is all within minutes. And by that, yeah, and there was that as well. However, it wasn't because I traveled professionally and I was usually always in a different country. That was an element, especially going to the hospital because I'm conversational with Spanish. However, it may be difficult for me to explain exactly what is happening on my leg. I can ask for, where's the bathroom? Let me order some food. How much is this? I may not be able to say in Spanish, I believe I hyperextended my knee and my patella and the inside of my knee feels strained. That may take a bit more effort. And that's the only thing with language learning. Like I would say you are absolutely fluent when you can explain a bodily injury, or if you're unwell, explaining to a doctor exactly what you feel. The basics of getting around, sure, that's easy. I can do that in several languages. However, being at the hospital, that's different. Medical terms may be different. So I cried, and then after crying for maybe a few minutes, I think I started to laugh. Like it was all of this, like I was hit by a motorcycle. Oh my gosh, I'm by myself. What? I'm in Argentina. I just got run over because I didn't look both ways. I laughed it off and said, okay, let me hail a cab and get back to my hotel. All of that to say, the lesson that I learned from that was to look both ways and that I always believe I'm supported. All it took was that to see human beings that may have had a language barrier come to help me, come to aid, come to be of service, come to benefit me in that time in some way. And this is why I go through life with that belief that that's what is humanity. That's in humans. That's in humans. I don't care about who didn't stop because who did stop taught me that lesson. You will never hear me say, well, when people don't stop, my concentration and my focus isn't on those who didn't stop because those that did is what mattered in that moment. And also looking both ways, which is the most important part of the story, is the lesson. And speaking of life being the lesson, life being the teacher, life constantly teaching us something when we allow our eyes to be open, when we allow the lesson to be learned, when we are open to, wow, I'm actually supported. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. Sean 9002. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate that. And all of my lives are uploaded onto my Hope is Speaking YouTube channel. Thank you for adding me. You can go watch all of my lives, which I was actually looking because I have like 130 lives uploaded onto my YouTube channel as well as other content. And it's nice to see the progression because I will always say, go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hope is Speaking. It's fantastic. And I have other content, especially with speaking and confidence and me hiking. And I upload every day. And I always appreciate when people watch my things. Anyone who is, good evening, Mr. James, anyone who is in the live, and I go through different subjects, but I always weave it back to the same thing. Who is aspiring or is creating content. The beauty is looking and seeing your progression, the consistency, and even lack of consistency, because there will be a moment that you pick it back up. And that's a part of it. That's a part of it. Consistency often comes from not being consistent. All it takes is you not being consistent at something to say, I'm going to be consistent at this. I'm going to show up for this. I'm going to constantly show up as this. I can do this. And maybe I skipped a few days or a few weeks or a few months, and I can pick it back up. I can pick it back up. And I shared that because as I was looking at all of this, we spoke about the courage, just the courage to do, to start, to be, and the courage it took for me to start a YouTube. Because I wanted to do it for decades, for years. And it wasn't until I said, you know what, to heck with this. I'm doing this today. Like, I don't care what it will turn into. I'm starting today. I'm logging on. I'm going on to create a channel. I'm typing in the info and I'll figure it out because that's all it takes. It doesn't need to be perfect. There's no perfect place to start and there's no perfect way to do it. It's the fact that you took the courage to do it with anything. The courage to start a friendship, the courage to better yourself, your courage to be active, the courage to dye your hair, the courage to put on a flower crown, the courage to say, I don't want to do this anymore. Or I do. And I believe there's a courage in quitting. Quitting is just as beautiful as starting. I do believe if you don't want to do something, don't do it. If you've done it enough where you say, you know what, I don't believe that this is in alignment with me and this is no longer something I choose to do, stop doing it. There is a bit of that push of I will continue. You need me as a fiance. Enough said, no. No. That's it. Just no. You may need me. I don't need you. I don't want you, I don't know you, and I don't know if that was meant to garner a reaction for your benefit, but my authenticity and honesty is always it. No. Send me like a 5-carat emerald or ruby and we can discuss, but a message won't work. And if you cross the Mexico border, what city are you going to? Mexico's lovely. I was speaking to my friend about moving to Mexico City because I was kind of like looking at Mexico City, and I love cities and then I don't love cities. I've also lived in some of the world's top cities. So there is an element of millions of people that I love, because I love diversity in all forms. I love diversity of thought. I love diversity in age. I love diversity in education. I just like diversity. And when you are in a large city and there's a beauty in being lost in a crowd. And when I say a large city, let's say, I don't know, more than 5 million people. more than 5 million people, because I have lived in major cities and that's what I love. And then there's the element of a smaller place that I like too. In major cities and that's what I love. And then there's the element of a smaller place that I like too. For me. And I asked about the city in Mexico because I have spoken about my dislike of the winters of the East Coast. And I have lived in Washington, D.C., New York, and New Jersey. And I appreciate the springs and parts of the summer. I do not like the winters. I've gathered enough information with my travels, because that's all it was gathering information, collecting data for what I want in life. And what I've collected is there's nothing that I love about being in the snow daily, consistently. Snow is beautiful. The first snow is always beautiful, the first few days. Then as an adult, it's somewhat of a hassle. And then comes the brown snow and the yellow snow and the slipping and all of that. No. So from the end of December, middle of December, I would leave to come be with my parents on the holidays, and then I would go somewhere warm, which would often be Mexico. So I would take off half of December, all of January, all of February, sometimes most of March. I would leave for the entire winter. And I would hole up in one of these beautiful little fishing villages or beach towns in Mexico with small populations outside of the major cities. And it made me happy. And that happiness came from the beauty of a new space, a warm space, a space where I could get my fruit from the fruit man that would be daily on the street with a donkey and collect my fruit and go to the beach and make new friends and just allow myself to adapt to this new space, to be a visitor in this new space, to enjoy what winter is for me. And data collection led me to that. And I believe that that's what life is about when we allow ourselves to see, I actually don't like winter, or I do like cities, or I don't like cities, or I used to love apartment buildings and now I want more space. And not allowing yourself to be pigeonholed into something you're accustomed to just because you've gotten used to it. Just because you're comfortable with it, just because it's the only thing you've done. That's okay. And you're able to do more. You're able to do more. And I heard a saying that it takes a village for a single woman. And we create our village. We create I like to say you find your tribe. You find your tribe. So anyone who ever has a fear of not finding friends or your coffee shop or your hobbies or your place in a new place, you will. You find your tribe. I've never had that restriction or fear that if I move somewhere or go somewhere, I won't be able to make friends. Listen, I make friends everywhere I go. I just talk to people and I enjoy talking and I enjoy hearing what they have to say. So I always find my tribe. However, being aware that you will find it. To allow that thought of, I won't have people in this new space is not real. That's something that's there to keep you small. And I'm here to tell you, just get rid of that thought because it's not true. It's not true. And I love a cup of tea. Like a cup of tea is like a warm hug. It's so nice, a cup of tea. It's so just, gregarious and lovely. And a beautiful teacup. I mean, I get it from my mother because she just has beautiful teacups with different uplifting sayings and patterns and bright colors. And I love it. It's wonderful. You know the easiest way to make me smile? Bring me a beautiful mug and some flowers. That's it. That's it. I just had to say that because I have my flower crown and I have my beautiful mug with some nice warm tea. So I remember being in San Pancho, Mexico, which is also named San Francisco. If you fly into, I think, Puerto Vallarta, what kind of tea? Okay, the Heavenly Anomaly. I love that you love cinnamon because this is my own blend. Now, I love Earl Grey, so I do have an Earl Grey tea bag. However, what I do is I love the benefits of herbs into teas, and I believe that there's a lot of special magical benefits to anything you add. So, to my tea, I have an Earl Grey tea bag. I crumbled a big roll of a cinnamon stick because I love cinnamon. And cinnamon has spiritual properties of like abundance and prosperity and wealth, and it tastes good and it's great for you. It helps your immune system, it brightens your skin. There's so many wonderful elements to cinnamon. I also have some orange rind and pink grapefruit rind that I dehydrated this morning. And I usually put cloves, all of those into this cute little teapot and put my hot water and then boom. And it's also because my mom is so cute. She always has like these types of things. So that is my tea. In the mornings, I do the same thing, but in the morning I use my citrus, dehydrated citrus. I use cinnamon. I use either orange leaves, and I cut them up, fresh orange leaves. The past few mornings I've been using guava leaves because guava leaves are fantastic for your skin. When people say your skin glows, of course, I live a great life. It comes from happiness. But guava leaves are superior for your skin, for your respiratory system, for your eyesight, for us as women and our reproductive health. There's so many properties. Vitamin C, vitamin A, beta carotene. It's amazing. This is guava leaf. I also, okay, since we're talking about all this, because you know I'm a plant goddess, any leaf to a plant, most fruit plants make superior teas just because every part of the plant can be used medicinally. So, yes. Oh, yeah, honey, I am as top tier as they go, honey. As I say, I am a limited edition, honey. They don't come like this. Who you know who's just making some teas up and pouring it up first thing in the morning? Who do you know? So I love guava tea. I love mango tea, mango leaf. These are all fresh. Thank you, Decade 7. I just saw you pop into the live. You were in the live yesterday. I appreciate the roses. You adding to my flower crown, girl. I appreciate you. So if you have any fruit trees, do this. Google benefits of orange leaf tea, benefits of avocado leaf, benefits of lemon leaf, because in several cultures, these leaves are used. Sometimes they're sauteed like spinach. Other times, like guava leaf, you can blend it up in the blender, like your magic blender or whatever it's called, into a paste with a little water, put it on your skin, and it brightens and tones your skin. It's used throughout India. I also have avocado leaves. So a friend of mine, Diamond, who I see when I have my sexy walks in the morning, she gifted me with a bag full of beautiful pink grapefruit. which is fantastic. I love all of these things. Here's the other thing. I don't have what I consume is intentional and meticulous. I don't just drink juice. I will make juice, but I don't just drink juice. It doesn't taste good to me. It's way too much sugar to just put in my body. I don't know what else is in it. If I'm having juice, I make juice. And what's up, MP for me? No, she's on live. So Diamond gave me a bag full of, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought you were just on live. I was looking at this like maybe it's inviting me to go live because I pop into your lives and I saw you were live, but you're no longer live because you just sent me some hand hearts. Thank you. Yeah, I don't just drink juice. In fact, I only drink water and tea. And even with that, it's whatever you have. Joy for life. It's whatever you have. Fresh is always better. And I also add, if you can pick the leaves, pick them. Because then you can look, I will go and pick like some of the young green leaves and some of the unblemished older leaves, some longer leaves. Like every leaf has a different characteristic and property. But if you just have it from a store or you order it online, or I'm doing some things, I'm going to be doing, yes, a variety, a giveaway because someone suggested this. I'm dehydrating all of these citrus. I'm going to be dehydrating the leaves of guava, avocado, and orange and making like separate teas. And as I said, I'll make a post. Maybe it's going to be tonight about a giveaway to 3 hopefuls where I will send you, it's a part of this Christmas spirit, some of the things I make that I love. Rose water, the rose petals, rose leaf tea, all of this stuff I make and I actually consume. So I will make a post and 3 hopefuls will get a thing of what hope makes. And I'm really excited about that because I'm a speaker and a lot of this is on my YouTube because this thing with content, I don't care for niche. I do all of this. I speak and I forage and I take leaves and I make tea and I made some shortbread and I'll get to that later. But yes, I will be doing that. I'm formulating exactly how this will be done. Thank you, Cynthia, for the follow. And it feels really good when you know what you're ingesting. And this is why I say I don't drink juice. I can make it. I have a juicer. I have a juice. I will pick your fruit. I've said that before. I will actually knock on your door unless it's hanging over the fence. If your fruit is hanging over the fence, it's free game. Thank you, NP, for me for the 8 roses. And 8 is one of my favorite numbers. I was born exactly at 8 o'clock at night. So you on to something, girl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And follow NP for me because ever since you popped into my lives, I've learned a lot from your lives. You speak a lot about diabetes and thyroid, and you're really putting out beautiful information about health because MP for me, health is wealth. I know all about it. Look at me, okay? I'm wealthy because I feel good and I appreciate you. So everyone in the live, check out MP for me. Just click on her name and you can see her profile. I think what I've seen, you go live daily, and that is so necessary because if you do not have your health, you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing. And even learning new ways to feed yourself and to take care of yourself, or even to have a content creator that maybe you can send a message and say, hey, I don't know about my thyroid. Can you send me information? Or this is really useful. So thank you for doing that. And shout out to you because I see you live often and I do pop in. As you see, I'm like, oh, hey girl. And I appreciate you. So my friend Diamond said, Hope, here's some pink grapefruit, which is great for you, unless I think unless you have like high blood pressure, I think it can go against some high blood pressure medications. Don't quote me, but Google that. So she gave me a whole bunch of pink grapefruit. And she said, "Do you know what this tree is?" I said, "Yes. That is an avocado tree. I know the leaves. Avocado leaves are great. With pleasure, MP, for me, with pleasure. They are great. They're great for anxiety. And this is just the avocado leaf. The avocado leaf. You can pick the leaf and just Google avocado leaf benefits. This is what I do. It's great for anxiety. It's great for sleep. I use it before I go to sleep. It will like chill you out. And it just makes you feel good. That's why I feel better than everyone, because I'm just like, yeah, I picked these avocado leaves and I'm drinking them and it's giving me so many minerals and nutrients. And look at this. It just makes you feel good and it makes you smile. And if you smile, yeah. See, you're saying something about grapefruit. So with the grapefruit, because I had a full bag, I have a barter system. So Diamond gave me a whole bunch of pink grapefruits. My parents have the best orange tree in the world. I say that because the energy from my parents goes into the orange, and I go in the backyard and pick them. And I juiced 5 pink grapefruits and 5 oranges in a cold press. Oh, okay. Not to be eaten if you're taking statins. Okay, thank you. Read that. Read that. Read that. I can take them. Yes, yes, use the leaves. They are lovely, lovely. And it has a very mild flavor. You can put some honey and some lemon, and it's lovely. It's lovely. I tear them up or just cut them. You can put them in the oven or in the microwave for 5 to 10 seconds, and it'll immediately dry them to like a tea like dryness. And or you can use them fresh, but they are great. And Google benefits of avocado leaf. So I juiced 5 pink grapefruits and 5 oranges, and I put it in a mason jar, and with pleasure, Joy for Life, I took the juice to my friend Diamond because she gave me the grapefruits. And I do believe almost in a barter system. This is how we have done it before, and several cultures do this. If you gift me with some beautiful produce, I will gift you whatever I make with it. I will, because I love it. It's beauty, it's love. And as I was doing my sexy walk, I heard, "Help!" Perfect timing. She was driving, and really, this is my life. This is how I know, like, you're in perfect timing. You're in perfect alignment. As I'm walking, I see her drive past and I hear, "Help!" And it's Diamond. And I say, "Hey, I have some juice for you." So I gave her the juice. I said, "This is for you. I didn't make enough for your man. Okay? I will make some more by the end of the week, but this is for you. This ain't for your man. This mason jar is for you. The man can wait. He could get a sip, but this is for you. I just juiced it. It's less than an hour old, okay?" And she said, "Oh, thank you." And the beauty of that connection, the beauty of someone saying, "I wasn't going to use these pink grapefruits. They all over the backyard," and me saying, "Oh my gosh, can I have them? Please, please. Oh my gosh." And she was the same woman that gave me a bag full of pomegranates, which I'm actually going to juice as well. Any hints or anything, any pointers on what I should make with the pomegranate juice? Because I may just keep it as pomegranate syrup to just add to things. I could boil it down with some sugar. I may make pomegranate jam or jelly. I could make pomegranate syrup. Anything? I don't know. I may just keep it as a concentrated shot to get all of those wonderful antioxidants. But I use everything. And then, so pomegranates have tons of antioxidants. Pomegranates spiritually are great because it like is a symbolism of fertility. But it I'll have to get back to you. I just know it makes me feel good. Turn it into some wine. That could be it. I do not consume alcohol. However, that is true. I will let my sister do that. My sister is a sommelier and she does all of the wine. She is fully a wine educator, and you can go and look her up. It's Let's Talk Wine NYC. This is my sister. She has been in the wine business for probably 20 years. So I will maybe send it to her and let her do that. I don't consume alcohol because I've consumed the best champagnes on the best bars all over the world. I've done it enough where I no longer need to do it. But I digress. So, avocado leaves. Guava leaves is what I have, orange leaves, lemon leaves. You can cut them with some scissors, or I just tear them up. You can use them fresh, or you can dry them in the microwave or oven and just use that as your caffeine-free tea. Or like I did, because my mom is impeccable with this comfort thing and being a homemaker, I have this tea pot where I actually will put some of the fresh leaves and then any type of tea. So I will add the leaves to my green tea or black tea or rose petal tea, any tea. And I had shared this is both orange and pink grapefruit, dehydrated rind, which smells amazing. And I put a whole bunch of cinnamon bark. And then you have a spectacular hot cup of goodness. And it feels good. Also, when hydrating, especially in winter, I like to hydrate with plant nutrients. So I will boil this like the avocado leaf and cinnamon and put it in a pitcher and put it in the fridge. So it is just avocado cinnamon water. But instead of just having plain water, I will have water that's been boiled with cinnamon or water that's been boiled with the orange rind or the grapefruit rind to get that vitamin C and those nutrients. So isn't that lovely? It's so lovely. So you're having extra compounds aid your body in some way. Also, I picked some rosemary, so I'm going to make rosemary spray for my hair. It's great for hair growth. It has been compared to minoxidil, and I love that. So these are the things I love to do. These are gifts that I give, except for my nieces and nephews. Like they want stuff, I'll give it to them. Outside of that, I make these things. I picked a bunch of fresh lavender. So I will dehydrate that and put that in sachets. You can use that in your bedroom, or I carry it with me in my suitcase. Oh yeah, that's great too. That's lovely too, because onions have tons of proven benefits for the body. I think that's fantastic. All is always well and getting better in the moment, Nisha. Come on now. Ain't no sad stories around here. Thank you for liking the live. So I keep lavender. I spray myself in lavender. I'm very chill. However, when I travel, I'm lavendered up. Okay, I have lavender essential oil. I have the dried lavender. I have lavender because it really aids just in my relaxation. And going into the holidays, we're well into the holidays. Don't take on other people's anxiety. Do not take on other people's pressure to buy. Don't take on anything that's not yours. And that was important for me to hear because I had told my therapist I was feeling great. And then I went into Target and I came out and I said, where is this coming from? Like, I just feel this feeling. Maybe I'll just allow it to pass. And my therapist said something that I'm sharing because it's pivotal. She said, maybe it's not yours. And if you subscribe to the thought of a feeling, a frequency, a whatever, a vibration, let's say you can pick up what other people are carrying. And especially during the holidays, if you're out shopping, people can be stressed. And it's nice to know that whenever I come back from being out, I will actually say, let me release. It could be a prayer. Let me pray to release anything that I picked up that isn't for my highest good or isn't mine, and release it. Because you never know what you may be picking up when you at the store in the line waiting to pay for your candy canes or your wrapping paper, and somebody is upset, and then you leave and you just feel upset. It may not be you. So I share that to say, speak that life into you, because sometimes it's not you. Sometimes you'll go somewhere and just think like, why am I feeling this way? Well, maybe it's because it's not you. You just picked up something from somebody. Yeah, joy for life. And whatever your outlook is, if it's a particular religion or prayer, if it's spirituality, if it's meditation, if it's chanting, whatever, use these tools. Because sometimes there's things that we don't know that we have picked up. And it could be, to me, it's all the same, whether it's spirituality or meditation or prayer. It's all a tool that we can use for something that is invisible, that brings some sort of calm or positivity or good feeling to us. I don't talk down on any peace. Yes, I speak that peace, harmony, unity, love, good feeling, health, good digestion. A lot of y'all need to speak that, because I went to visit my father. Update. And my father is doing exceptionally well. I had spoken that he is now in a rehabilitation center just to get him strong enough to come back home where I am now, my parents' home. And we are at a point where we no longer need to call and make an appointment. We can go to the in-care facility and see him. And joy for life, I made my dad, I love my dad. I love my mom, and my mom cooks and bakes exceptionally well. I love to make bread. I think I've spoken about this. I love to cook. I'm like the coolest Martha Stewart. That's it. I will cook, I will garden, I will speak, I will cold plunge. And I just like plants and cooking and like that type of thing. So usually my father bugs me and he'll say, oh, did you make bread? Is the bread in the oven? Are you still raising the bread? No, I made shortbread because I said, I have all these lemons. I will make some delicious lemon curd, which I love, because these fresh lemons, they go pretty quick. So I'll dehydrate some, I'll peel some and dehydrate the peeling to have for my tea. And then I will use the whole lemon in the cold press to have my lemon juice, and I'll make some delicious lemon curd. And I will make some shortbread to eat with the lemon curd. Isn't it delicious? Like, I see why the men in my life fall so deeply in love with me, because I do this for me. This is why I'm so happy. I will be in the kitchen. I would come off a trip as a flight attendant, like, oh my gosh, I cannot wait to make some lemon curd and go home, take a shower and make my lemon curd and make my shortbread and just be the most full of joy and fulfillment eating my lemon curd and shortbread for me. Now, if you're with me, I'm making it and you're going to like it because it's great. I'm not making it for you. I'm making it for me, but you're going to like it. So I made some shortbread, which is so easy. Shortbread is like, I see why it's delicious. All it is like butter and sugar. That's it. But use good butter, like invest in great butter or make your own butter, which I have on my page. And I also have on my YouTube page because I love making butter. It makes me feel like I'm, thank you, Joy, for, don't you see? I love talking about this. I do. I do. So, butter is easy to make. Just get heavy whipping cream and you can just shake it up in a mason jar. And then you have buttermilk to make anything with, and you have your own butter. These are the things I make for people, and they're like, Hope, we love you. And I'm like, I know. What's not to love? Who else is going to give you some butter made by Hope? No one. Y'all are going to go get a Starbucks card or something like that, but you're not going to have butter and some shortbread. Okay? Okay. So I digress. I'm way off topic, but this is a great story. So I made some shortbread. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is. I don't try. The man that formerly stood by my side, I don't call anyone an ex-boyfriend. That's lame. I say the man that formerly stood by my side, who is British. He would say Americans decimated, not low key, high key. I don't like these new slang words, but I'm like a word nerd, and I don't use that, and I'm out of that age range to use low key or business. I'm not. I'm never gonna say I'm standing on business. I don't know what that means. It's like you're speaking Cantonese. Okay, so I don't know if I stood on business today. I know high key I'm your crush. Why not? Who else is gonna be speaking in such a positive manner with a flower crown, making shortbread, and juicing grapefruits and oranges? Who? What's up, Moni Love? What's up? What's up? What's up? So, but I love that, Tommy G. No, you got to explain to me because I don't know what you kids are talking about. And I love to be able to say that I don't know what that means. That's not a part of me. Okay. I see it on TikTok. I don't know what it means. I am tropical. I'm a tropical treat. Don't you know, James? Don't you know? I'm tropical. I am just the best. So thank you. No, I never say, I don't believe in being old. Like I'm an exquisite piece of work. That's what it is. But I don't know what that means. I don't. I'm over here making shortbread. Is that standing up? Mom, my mom just busted out laughing because I don't know what's standing on business. I'm standing in the kitchen making some shortbread. What you talking about? You over here tell me. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Oh, I am an exceptional chef. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and laugh. I make her laugh all the time. Because that's what life's about. So I made shortbread for my dad. We went to visit my dad. And I said, Dad, I made you some shortbread. He was like, oh, okay. So he's sitting, he's at the VA in a rehabilitation center. Thank you. Thank you. I'll let my parents know. Because, no, I didn't get this from them. I got this from living a good life, James C. Thank you for the heartbeat. My dad was sitting up in his bed with the roses. I brought my dad some roses to brighten up his room, and it smells good, even though he's like a manly man who's born in 1947, like he's that alpha. I don't like roses, but he had his roses, which were dried out, so I have to replace his roses. And I think he had already eaten for the day. I read the menu. I was like, Dad, this looks gross. Like you had spaghetti with meat, chocolate pudding, a side salad. I brought you some shortbread. He said, give it here. So I placed it down. Everyone in my life, I've never seen my father eat shortbread, like cookies, in that way. He was eating the cookies like he was an 8-year-old boy. Like an 8-year, like me and my mom were laughing because, of course, he's in the hospital technically. And my shortbread is amazing because my mom always has at least 80,000 sticks of butter. I don't know if anybody else has a mother like this. My mom cooks exceptionally well. I don't know why we have, like, honestly, probably 6 packages of 24 sticks of butter. I don't know. But that probably goes to show that my mom cooks well and I know how to cook because there's always butter. There may be nothing in the house, but there's going to be butter. There's going to be a lot of butter. So I brought him some shortbread and he just gobbled it up. And I saw him just bloom. And he was so happy. And he was watching the Tamron Hall show. I don't know who put that on because all my dad watches is sports and like James Bond and foreign detective shows. And yes, he is loved. So another one of my sisters is there now. We go at different intervals. And tomorrow we're meeting with the doctor to see when he can come home because he's ready to come home. It's kind of a nice break. Like, I love my dad, but it's kind of a nice break because I'll just leave it like that. So I did make my shortbread. My dad gobbled it up. I said, Dad, I'll bring you more shortbread tomorrow. And I think that's my new thing. I think I'm Hope the shortbread maker because shortbread is so easy to make. I will do a piece of content about shortbread. I will definitely put my whole baking shortbread onto my YouTube channel. That's why I say subscribe to Hope is Speaking YouTube because yes, there's always me talking and empowerment and public speaking content. And a lot of me is this. Plants and cooking and dehydrating fruits and like skipping. And people are always like, Hope, you are like impossibly happy. Yeah, because I do what I like. I ain't out here with y'all whippersnappers at the club. I'm at the house dehydrating lemons and oranges, drinking tea, making like guacamole and shortbread and veggie cream cheese. Okay? That is what makes a good life. I don't care about the celebrities. I've done that. I've done that. I've gone out with them. I've partied in these places. I've gone to the award shows. Everything that you've probably seen on TV, I've done at one point. It's no longer fun. It's time for me to be making shortbread. It's time for me to be, what's up, Carl? To be drinking tea and inspiring. That's what it is, okay? And speaking of veggie cream cheese, it's so easy to make veggie cream cheese. It's so easy to make everything. I share how my sister and my mom, one of my sisters lives at home with my parents. They love going to Sam's Club and like Costco and like Target. It's like fun for them all the time. I don't care to do that because I don't really need that much. And I don't buy pre-made food. I make everything. But I don't need to frequent these stores. However, thank you, Greg, for the follow. Yeah, right here with me, Joy for Life. Bagels are so easy to make. Within the next week, because I'm talking about this, because I'm making this content for both YouTube and TikTok. The long form of the recipes will always be on my YouTube. And I will be doing more lives on YouTube while doing the cooking. That's why I say subscribe to my Hope is Speaking YouTube channel because that's where it's at. A lot of my speaking is here on TikTok. I also do cooking content on TikTok, but more of that will be on my YouTube. However, bagels are so easy to make. And everywhere has everything bagel topping, which is like garlic, sea salt, onion flakes, poppy seeds, sesame seeds. So easy to make. So I love making everything bagel. and I'll probably make some tonight. So when my mom gets up, this is why I'm one of the favorites. One of the favorites. How I became so free? I came out like this. I did, Nisha. Listen, I am one of 5 girls. Yes, I said it. I have 4 sisters. They're all great. They're all wonderful. Um, and I was the one that would like take my clothes off and say, Mom, I just want to be free, and run around the house like I was already that hippie, happy uh, kid. I was always dancing and smiling. When my father spoke in church, because we had a church when I was a kid, I was like climbing under the pews and stealing people's gum, and like this kind of is has always been me. I also have had the freedom to show up this way. Well, you aren't always. You can always change, Eric. You can always just appear to be different. Yeah, flower child, whatever. They named me the right name because Hope, I'm like the embodiment of that. You can, I shared this in my live yesterday. I can go to court, get evicted, all of these things, and be like, okay, that happened. All right. Okay, I'm gonna go make some tortilla chips, some salsa, some guacamole. Do you guys want to eat that? And then I'm gonna go out and ride my bike. Like, nothing keeps me down. And that's to me the secret in life, because stuff is always gonna happen. Sure, breakups happen. Breakups are a little bit different because I don't just willingly enter relationships. It'll take a while. I love me. I have a great time with me. If I'm having fun making shortbread, wow, I need you around. Like I have a great time with me. However, um, I mean, maybe I am. Nothing really. Yeah, I give myself a moment to bounce back. In fact, after every breakup, not a date. I mean, for me, a relationship, anytime I speak of a relationship, this is my definition, because you have to be definite in life. A relationship to me is a monogamous relationship that has lasted 12 months and more. If we went out on 3 dates, that's it. I don't date people. Now, what are we doing? You just taking me out? No, I'm going to, there's others. We either determine that this will work or it won't. I don't even understand that concept. When someone says, oh, we've been dating 2 years, what does that mean? Are you in a relationship? Do you buy each other gifts for your birthday? Do you have, is this your person? Like, no, I am definite. I am great. Who I'm with is great. We will figure out if we're great or we're not, but we're not just dating. I don't know what that means. So a relationship, I always give myself 1 year to make worksheets. Like, what did I learn? What didn't I learn? Was I codependent? Did I show up in this way? Like, 1 year. I don't rush into anything. And I've never been one to just rush into a relationship. My best relationship is with me. So with that, and I've always been the one to detach from the relationship. And I'm cordial with any of the gentlemen. Yeah. There's been people who've like taken me out for dinner dates, and I would not consider that even dating. We went out a handful of times, but I can pretty quickly see what's for me and what's not. And most aren't even going to get to the point of taking me out for a dinner date. If you're not up to par, I'm not going to play. So I don't know how I got on that, but I got onto that because sometimes those do bring us into different spaces. I believe at the end of a relationship, it's such a time of learning of oneself, especially learning on how I view myself, the other person, how I start to change the view of how the relationship transpired, all of that. And I haven't really ever broken up, gotten back, broken up, nah, it's kind of like once it's done, it's done. And we can be cordial, but that's it. Outside of that, nothing really shakes me. After being ran over by a motorcycle, deported, banned from a country, almost arrested in Kuwait City. Like, these things happen, and so what? You just go on with life. So, yeah, resilience is the key to life. And I remember my mother saying, I asked her, like, what were some key things that you wanted to impart into your children? Because when I think of having a beautiful family, first of all, I need to get to the point where I have something to teach these folks. I don't want to be 21 learning how to be a human and teaching a human. You don't know anything. Allow yourself to grow and change and learn and adapt and be in a space where you have something to give, not to give. You know what you want to teach. And my mother had said resilience. We wanted to teach all of you girls. You're beautiful, you're smart. We didn't want you to fall apart when someone says no, or when something doesn't work out, because that's consistent with life. And she said, especially with you, Hope, like, ain't nobody can tell me no. If someone tells me no, I'm just talking to the wrong person. That's it. I'm relentless. So in that sense, everything always works for me. I just make it work. And I shared this about when I went to the Tony concert in Vegas. This was last month. November 11th was the show. A friend invited me. He said, Hope, I bought like 7 tickets. You know, one of them has your name on it. I said, yo, look at that. That feels really good to see a message like, yo, come to the show. I got you a ticket. That feels good when people love you and just want to be around you and they pay for the ticket. Okay? This is why I feel good. People pay for the ticket. But at the end of the show, which was a fantastic show, which I never sat down the entire time. I was dancing the entire time. I uploaded that live onto my YouTube, and it's called 24 Hours in Vegas, because it wasn't even 24 hours. I don't like Vegas at all. It's a soulless, dark energy, which feels decrepit and void of anything that I want to be around. And with that, I could have stayed in that space of, I don't like this place. I hate this place. I don't gamble. I don't drink. I don't smoke. There's smoke everywhere. I redirected my thought pattern. Yo, someone wants you here. Yo, maybe you need to feel the vibration of these drums and this energy and dance. So I stopped saying, I don't like Vegas, and I started saying, I'm enjoying my time here. I had the best time. I may not like Vegas, but I liked the moments that I was there. And I was only there for 15 hours. I flew in, went to the show, went to sleep, left. And the beauty of being able to redirect. Life is all about redirection. I don't let anything get to me. Also, being a flight attendant, the biggest thing, the near-death experiences. Okay, great for them. They should have a ball. There's nothing I want in Vegas ever. And I don't travel in the U.S. Someone had said like, we can vacation somewhere. No, we can't. I don't vacation in the U.S. I don't go. No, I already live in the only place I would be, Hawaii. However, it's about redirection. If you got your mouth stuck out all the time, that's up to you to redirect. Ain't nothing that bad, baby. How about Friday Harbor? I don't know what that is. I don't know what Friday Harbor is. But if your mouth is stuck out, most of the time people can feel that. They can feel that you're upset. What you upset about? Well, someone took my parking spot. Someone took your that you carried that with you all day, this whole week, this whole month, for 5 years. Do you see how easily you give your joy of life away? Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think I love Seattle and some of the surrounding spaces, but sure. I have a lot of favorites in the USA, but I wouldn't ever vacation. I've already, prior to me being a flight attendant, I had been to every state except Alaska with my family in a very nice setting. So becoming the flight attendant only took it up to another level. Um, and there's beautiful, the states are beautiful. They really are. I just don't care to take my leisure time within the US ever, ever, ever. I'm moving back outside the US. However, the US has plenty of beautiful spaces. So I shared all that to say the happiness you see is my choice. I'm not going to let any mofo take my joy away. And too many people let something so menial take your joy. They didn't like my cupcakes I made. So what? Oh, I was late to work. So what? It already happened. Leave earlier. Oh, well, they were doing roadworks. So what? What does that have to do with you? What does someone working on the road have to do with you? Nothing. Nothing. I don't even see it because I know what I can control. What I can control in life is my mindset, my perspective. I can't control if they're fixing the roads. That doesn't make me upset. You know, they always busting up the roads. Okay, why is your energy diverted to that? To me, I don't even see it. I just navigate around it and go on because I do protect my joy and happiness. When you hear me speak, thank you, Bowie, isn't it? The goddess is in her goddessness. Quit allowing people to take your joy. And here's the other thing, and I'm going to speak to women because I, in this lifetime, am a woman. There is no benefit to owning your anger. Thank you. I would love that. I would love for you to wash. Well, no. I mean, the water still has to be hot enough. If you're washing dishes without gloves, it means that either you can stand the hot water or the water's not hot enough. But why are you washing dishes? Where's the dishwasher? Sure, you can do that. I love someone to clean for me. That's why I hire someone to clean for me because I'm meticulously clean. And an open space means that the blessings can come. Back to ladies being angry and having an attitude. There's no benefit for that. There's no benefit for always being upset. As women, we are beautiful creations. Own your beauty, own the beauty that is you, the uniqueness that is you, and learn to have joy within this life. Because as a woman, there's just a portion of women that just steep in their anger. And I understand that. There's no benefit to that. That doesn't benefit you. It doesn't benefit your health. It doesn't benefit your skin. It doesn't benefit anything. Find your joy and seep into it. Having an attitude and just getting upset over menial things is robbing you of the beauty of this experience called life. Start smiling. And this is really, I always say this, particularly about the US, that Americans are angry and aggressive. What happened? What happened, baby? That's what my mom said. Girl, what happened to you? You get to own your joy. You get to own your joy. And I am speaking directly to women. As beautiful as we are, as beautiful as how we create life and make life and create homes and create businesses and create these things, and our bodies are lovely and curvy and different tones and textures, and own your beauty, own your happiness, stay in your joy, because walking around owning how angry and upset you are of how life has done you that doesn't actually bring anything. It brings nothing beneficial. I just thought of making some chilaquiles because I haven't. And I know things happen. Things really do happen in life. And it's up to us to say, okay, do I need to carry this? Do I need to carry that hurt of what that person did? Do I need to define myself from what this person said to me or did to me or broke me? Or why am I carrying this? That happened 20 years ago and you're carrying that. If you can carry something for 20 years, you can carry anything. You can carry when somebody took your parking space. You can carry when someone at the office ate your salad. You can carry when they didn't have your colored lipstick. Like, all of this is just like, let it go, really. Let it go. I know every one of you in here would be amazed at how quickly I let things go. That also came from being on an airplane that was about to crash and land. I quickly saw that none of this junk matters. Everything that you hold on and justify why you should be upset, that is a malfunction. Your life is actually supposed to be enjoyed. And you get to create the code of how you enjoy it. There is no right way. There is no wrong way. There's your way. But the beauty of seeing how you can transition into your joy is your story. The beauty how you can transition and say, whoa, I didn't even know I was carrying that hurt. And now that I know, I don't want to carry it. So I'm not going to carry it. Maybe I need to find therapy, or maybe I'll go for a walk or work out or pray about it or meditate or find what I need to release this. And I'm making it my goal, my vision, my direction to release this. Because once you release it and you say, whoa, I could have done that 20 years. Whoa, what else can I let go of? Who else do I not need in my life? What else do I not need to define me by defining my anger or the reason why I'm not doing something? This is specifically to women because we are the jewels of the universe. And I need to see more of you smile. Like, I can't be the only one walking around with a flower crown smiling. I need more of my other beautiful, feminine, lovely women out here saying, you know what? Today is a great day. And it's a great day because I said it's a great day. And it's not a great day because everything's perfect. It's great because I said it is. And I'm going to check in and keep saying today is great. I don't care if someone steps on my toe at Target. Today's still a great day. I can still be in my joy. I have a lot to be thankful for, grateful for, just inspired for. And that's what's going to define me in this day. And then go home and make some shortbread. Here's the other thing. These things do make you happy. I'm happy because I do love to learn. So if it's learning, finding a recipe, wow, I found a recipe for shortbread, taking some of my mom's butter. And my mom has, honestly, 25-pound painters, gallons, pails of everything because she has all of these girls. They would just buy a lot. So my mom always has like 25 pounds of sugar, 25 pounds of rice, 25 pounds of flour, at least 6 containers of vanilla. I'm sure if an apocalypse happens, we can eat for a good 25 years. I can make cookies, she can make greens, cornbread, I can make pad thai, whatever you want. My mom has a pantry with a lock on it. I said, who's coming to steal some cornstarch? Why do you have a lock on this pantry in the garage? All that's inside is powdered sugar, brown sugar, cornstarch, some canned tomatoes. What is going on? what? And it's just you and Dad and my sister. Why do we have enough food to feed the army? Why? But that's just the abundance that I'm surrounded by. So that's how I see it. I don't have to justify it or judge it. I see it as a beauty of abundance. So as I'm sharing this, you'll see this is, who are we locking out? And why are we locking them out of the fridge? Okay, what monster is getting into the fridge and what are they taking? I don't understand these things. That's why I say this isn't for me to understand. I let it go. I let it go, honey. I let it go. I don't know why we have 12 things of powdered sugar, but so what? Let me see what I can make with all this gosh darn powdered sugar. Again, there's 3 people that live here. 2 of them are over the age of 70. There's 3 things of milk. But I digress. This is possibly why I'm a minimalist, because there is so much. There's so much. I've always been raised with so much, which is beautiful. I don't need, no, it's all the same type. They just like to go to the grocery store and buy stuff. They just like to buy. Good night. Thank you, Carl. Nah, my mom said, ain't no way we ain't gonna have milk, sugar, butter, cornbread, abundance of everything. Yeah, those horizontal fridges or those freezers, which we have. My mom said, soak all these beans. We got to cook them tomorrow. Mom, why are we soaking 3 pounds of beans? It's really me and you. My sister's off at work. Dad's in the rehab facility. I'm not eating all these. Oh, girl, we got half of them and freeze the rest. For what? Are we going into like hiding? Sure. Okay. This is not my home. That's okay, Mom. Sure. Yes, sit, please, TW. Good evening, Cynthia. Good evening. Good evening. So, I don't question these things. Again, there was a time when I would try to change and say, Mom, you don't need to do all that. I don't do all of that. If that's what you do, that's what you do. You have your reasons. I don't care. I'm going to go and make some refried beans. I'm going to go, and one of life's little pleasures, another one of my pleasures is decade. I'm glad I'm making you laugh because I am a kick in the pants. Small batch tortilla chips. Now, as you all know, I don't like store-bought things. My mom never bought Chips Ahoy. She would make the cookies. She would make the cakes. She would make the cupcakes. She would make the tomato sauce for spaghetti. She would make the lasagna. She would make all of the sauces and the gravies. I did not come from a box made home. Way too many. I know there's one big one, and then there's one small one in the side of the fridge, and half of one on the other side of the fridge. This is just like, I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of milk. There's a lot of milk. So I don't eat cereal. I don't even drink dairy milk. So I don't know. But again, this is what makes them happy. That's not for me. And I accept that. But yes, I'm not a box made home. Therefore, macaroni and cheese was the noodles, a bunch of different types of cheeses, shredded butter, the roux, all of that. Ain't no Kraft, Velveeta, powdered type of, none of that. Yes, exactly. And I will be that type of mother. I will, because then you know how good food is supposed to taste, okay? Good food. It has flavoring. It's made with love. I say everything's made with these hands of love. So, tortilla chips. There are specific types that I like. I am from heaven, but I fell into California. And after my mom's food, which is my favorite cuisine, would be Mexican food. I love Mexican cuisine, culture, all of that. Spent tons of time. May actually move. Anyway, love Mexican food. I will not eat a tostito. That's gross. I don't like the texture. I don't like the crunch. I don't like anything about it. It's disgusting. Okay. I do not like, with the exception of like some of the grocery store tortilla chips where they make them in the bakery in the big bag. Some of those are okay. But I no longer will eat those. And here's why. Thank you for the follow, Thin Sandy. I'm thin too. I went and got some tortilla chips because my mom daily asks me to make salsa. I love my pico de gallo. It's the best snack. It's so good for you. It's so delicious. It's everything. And I usually make guacamole or have some aguacate on the side. So I bought some tortilla chips from the bakery at the grocery store. The grocery store made from the actual facility. Listen, I took those home. Those things were so salty. I was like dehydrated like a prune. It was not okay. I don't know who salted these chips, but I think they took 5 packages of iodized salt and just poured it onto the chip. So much so that the chip looked like it was frosted. I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Well, they're supposed to. You're not supposed to let them last for 2 days. My chip, they don't last that long, honey. You better eat those chips. And that's okay, because if they go stale, you can make chilaquiles, which I typically do. So after those salty chips, I said back to small batch tortilla chips, meaning making the tortilla chips in either, I love peanut oil. You can use vegetable oil, but I prefer peanut oil. It has a great taste. And making them in the skillet, a small batch at a time. And what I love about what I love about small batch tortilla chips is each and every one is made with love. They have a different crispness, a different color. I monitor them. I flip them over. Like, there is a science. And also, I make enough. I won't just eat a whole bag. Like, I'll make a plethora of chips, but you make enough and then they're nice and hot. And with my fresh lemons that I cold press, I take my lemon juice and I sprinkle some lemon juice on the hot chips and a dash of sea salt, and it's like chef's kiss. It's the best. It's the best. And that's all I'm doing now. Maybe I'll have like Hope's tortilla chips. That's it, because I make great tortilla chips. You have to have some that are like they crisp exactly, and then some that have a little bit more chewiness. Like, I like that variety. Oh, I love beans, but beans is like saying I love pie. There's Great Northerns, there's black beans, there's pinto beans, there's kidney beans, there's lima beans, there's cannellini beans, there's navy beans. Like, there's so many types. And I know, because we would eat a lot of beans. And I know how to make several things out of beans. Ooh, and like a bean dip, a black bean dip. Oh, it's delicious, and it's full of fiber, and it's delicious. So maybe a cooking show is coming, because encouraging, speaking, cooking, foraging, tanning naked, these are all my favorite things. So, and yes, I love a great lima bean. These things are great for you. Once you learn, I eat for what I need. In colder months, there's certain nutrients that you need, but fiber is always great. As you see, I don't just eat anything. I know what I want to eat, and I will make it to that detail. So I'm always happy when I'm eating. And that brings a lot of joy to life. Also, I know great food because my mother cooks well. I was raised in an area where it's very ag, very farmland. So people always had every crop you can think of: onions, pistachios, pomegranates, olives. A friend of ours who had this ranch or this farm would always pickle asparagus because they grew asparagus and it was like bellissimos, fantastic. Um, and also my father he loves a fine dining experience. So I've been well aware of that as a child. Now, living abroad and traveling, that added another layer. But the best layer is you just add to your palate, and now I'm able to create it because I know food, I know seasonings. When someone says this is authentic pizza, no, it's not. You've never been to Italy. This is Pizza Hut. It doesn't taste like pizza in Milan. My number one fruit, I don't have a number one. Here's the thing, Namor. I don't have a number one anything because that's too limiting. There's too many delicious fruits to just have one that I love. I love them all in different ways. I love them all. And I can tell you how I love them. Like I love a brightness of a citrus. I love the brightness of the color of like a lemon or orange. Or if you put a nice squeeze of lemon on a fish, like it just brightens up fish. I love watermelon, and watermelon juice especially in summer helps keep the skin bright and supple. Also, I juice the whole watermelon. You can use a vegetable peeler and peel just the outside green part of a watermelon and blend it up with a little water, take a shot. Thank you, TW, because this is why I love life. I love what I do. The watermelon peel with a little water, blend it up, take a shot first thing in the morning. On an empty stomach, it will clear you out, okay? Clear you out. Also, the rind is refreshing and very mild, and I juice that. I juice everything. I love a persimmon. I love a berry, a strawberry, a boysenberry, a blackberry. We used to, as a family, go pick berries. My sister's bag would never be full because she would pick a berry and eat it, pick a berry and eat it, pick a berry, put it in the bag, pick a berry and eat it, pick a berry and eat it. So I was raised a lot in like farm town. So I love fruits and vegetables and leaves. So in colder months, I don't really know colds because as you know, I'm between Hawaii and California. With pleasure, Namor. And thank you for asking. In the colder months, for me, colder is just slightly colder. I'm no longer in snow. I will never be unless it's like in Switzerland or the Alps at a après-ski hotel for a limited amount of time. But in the colder months, I love to make like a black bean soup or a black bean stew. I love to make that and add plantains. I give out good directions because my father is great with directions, and he would tease me and say, you don't know a compass, you don't know north from south from west. So I do know directions. I love hearty foods. So I love a flatbread. And flatbreads are easy to make because it's just flour and water. I love what else do I love can you direct me to, no more. Now that was good. That was good. I do ask for a grand gesture, no more. That was great, though. I love a witty gentleman who says things like this. You are on the right track. So everyone in the chat, that is a start. Now, it's not it, but that's a start because I smiled and I laughed and it caught my attention. If it didn't, I just want to read it out loud. So good for you, no more. And no, I cannot give you directions to my heart. If you don't have the GPS to find the directions to my heart, you're out of luck. Okay. So, and TW, I love doing cartwheels. What else in the winter? I do love just like a bread a cornbread made from cornmeal. Um, okay. I love that you love God. That's wonderful. I love, ooh, I love a pizza. I love a Detroit style pizza because it's not like Chicago. It's like in a pan and it's delicious and there's the sauce and salt. It's good. I don't know if God will direct you to my heart. There was someone else who tried this and I think they got lost. So you may have to call on another ancestor. Thank you, Paul 345. You may have to summons another angel or another direction because I have not instructed God to give any directions to my heart. And I don't know if he is in charge of that because it is written that I am, what is it? I am made in its image or his image. I like to say its image. And so, no, I don't believe that. I don't know what God you're referring to. However, I don't know if he has the directions to my heart. And that may not be the way to me. If I'm speaking here about fruit, the way to me may be a fruit basket or taking me to an orchard in Sargento or somewhere. Uh, so there's that part too. And thank you. Yeah, there's the element where I see myself probably definitely in the next 10 to 20 years with a lavender farm, a lavender orchard with pistachios and citrus. Like, let me go out to my orchard and collect some lavender. That, yes, that is in my book of life. TW. Listen, I've always said I am honest. I'm honest with everyone in my life, especially the gentlemen in my life. If I'm lying, I'm flying, and I'm on the ground, honey. I will only tell you the authentic truth, okay? If I'm sitting here with this flower crown, why am I gonna make up something? I'm fantastic. They don't make them like me, and I know that. You know that. These ones out here don't have these parents. These parents filled me with love. And I saw such a beautiful relationship that I have the courage to just develop me. Okay? And because of that, I know what's for me. And outside of that, I ain't gonna lead you on, baby. Now, I will say they have chased me around the world. I do know people who have sold their penthouses in Europe to move to the US to ask for my heart and hand in marriage. That is a true story. And I still told him no. So good luck. Yeah. And to have me every day, good luck. Good luck to that. Good luck to that. I spoke yesterday how I'm quite okay with being in a relationship and we have our own separate homes. Now, if we do cohabitate, my home, we will have completely separate toilets, bathing areas. Like, I'm all for that. But I don't need to see you every day. I like contact, but I don't need to see you every day. I don't have to have that. I don't have to have that. It's not something that I need. This could all change. I could fall for someone and say, I just want to snuggle up by you 24 hours a day. Hasn't happened. It may, but I like to snuggle up with me. There's that. So we have had quite a conversation, haven't we, today? I am amazing. Trust me. I am. They don't know what to do with me. And I know. And I say, well, I'm on my merry way. I do because I love it. I cook at least one or two things for me. I juice every day. I love cooking. I love actually gathering my ingredients and making something. It's all about the story. And I love it. I love it. And this is what I saw. When these little whippersnappers on here, and I say whippersnappers, at 40, I can say this. I'm like, I am a refined woman. Well, let me say what I'm going to say, and I'll come back to the salad because I don't really do salads. But I experienced this. My mother, and as I was speaking to my friend Isabella this morning, we were saying how we don't see the type of family we were raised in often. My father worked. My mother stayed home. She cooked every day. She's beautiful, created a beautiful, safe, comfortable home, and is truly the definition of not only a homemaker, but a maker of beauty with everything. Thank you, Pat Boy. Beauty in food, beauty in speaking to us, beauty in listening, beauty in giving us a hug, beauty in doing our hair, beauty. And with pleasure, I'm creating more meditations of just me speaking, which is on my YouTube. I'm going to keep telling you. And this is why I do it. This is my gift. Subscribe to my YouTube, Hope is Speaking, link in bio. Go watch my TED Talk, which is like my third link on my link in bio. And that is really inspiring. Thank you, Decade 7. And thank you. I really like you. I see you pop up in my lives. I aspire to be like my mom. My mom has a great life. Thank you, William. That's really cute. Why? Why does that matter? No more? Because your nationality is the nation you were born into. So I'm American. Fortunately or unfortunately, I hold an American passport. None of that matters. Let me tell you, for any of these gentlemen who are eyeing for my heart, none of that matters. I don't care about any of that. I care about what you say, your personality, what I can feel. I am I feel everything, okay? I can feel your spirit and soul. I don't care about where you went to school. In fact, don't tell me about that. That's stupid. I had a guy say like, oh yeah, and I pledged and I was great. But what does that have to do with you now? That was 20 years ago. Like that, I don't know what that has to do with you now. Like, what are you doing now? Who are you now? Oh, you're a kid. I would have you and toss you to the side. No. You're fun. I love the young ones, but no. I'm only here to teach you what you know and put you back into the world even better for the one that is for you. That is my role. But you can still try. I do love a young one. Young and dumb. I'm here to train. I love that. So salads. Even though I'm tiny, I'm not, you will never see me order a salad because why? There's so many other beautiful things to eat. However, if I do make a salad, it's hearty. I love, that is true. It doesn't. However, I'm Hope. I will knock your socks off and then you will just forever be finding hope. And I'm going to leave it there. I love a hearty salad with protein. So I like to add beans to salad or farro or lentils or legumes, and not just leaves and not just tomatoes, but sweet potatoes and avocados and hearts of palm and candied lemon peel and mango. Like, I want several components in a salad. And don't you dare, I don't care about your degree. That means nothing to me. Congratulations. I think that's great. But it doesn't really denote what you're being. That's something that society has somewhat steered you towards for your productivity in life. I just don't believe your area of study is your soul and your being. So thank you. I think that's great. But so what? I never ask. I don't, that is boring. Namor, what are you doing? What are you doing? I can tell that you're 23. Um, I don't care about any of that. When I even talk to someone, I never say, "Hey, where do you work? How old are you?" I don't care. Most 100%, no, 99% of people hate their jobs. So the moment you ask them about their job, they're like, "Yeah, I do this, I do that." Like they just go into a zombie. I don't ask anything. I just allow you to talk. If anything, I'll say like, "What's your favorite hot drink in the morning?" "Oh, it's coffee." "Do you like dark roast? Do you like espresso? Do you go to a coffee shop? Are you regular milk or oat milk?" That is interesting. I do not care about your profession, your area of study, your moon or sun sign. Tell me about you. Tell me about your favorite meal. Tell me what brings you the most joy that you can make with your hands. Inform me of a time in childhood where you felt your happiest. Tell me how you like to redirect your focus when you feel down. Share with me your scents that make you happy. Is it lemon? Is it gingerbread? Is it vanilla? That. Outside of that, a lot of people are boring because they have these, I did this for school. I don't, most people in school were just trying to get through it because it's what their parents wanted. And they were drunk or they were focused and working, but that doesn't really always bring that much of your story to me. I love that. That's beautiful. I love the way that you love yourself. That is absolutely beautiful. Because if you love yourself, you know how to love. Yeah, and oat milk marlin is so easy to make. Like you do not need to buy oat milk if you have oatmeal in your house. Go buy some oatmeal, put it in a blender with some water, and you can put a little vanilla extract, a date for slight sweetness, or a little sea salt, blend it up, strain it, boom, oat milk. If you want oat cream for a creamier consistency for coffee, less water. Like you can make rice milk, you can make almond milk, all of these things. However, there's just a beauty when you make it yourself that you're like, yeah, this is homemade oat milk. Absolutely. Spirituality inspires me. I'm a spiritual being. I work with the elements. I work with the plants. I work with the spices. I work with my words. Now I've completely accepted that I am somewhat of a healer with my words, with my voice. I may not sing, however, my words bring a healing. They bring inspiration. Thank you for the follow, Namor. Learning about that, learning about people prior to me who worked with spirituality or elements or whatever they believed in. I've shared that I'm a part of the Choctaw Nation of October, of Oklahoma. We all have our cards and our memberships for being Choctaw, Native American, and I keep saying there now I have all these content ideas. Thank you, thank you, thank you, TW, because I'm uploading as soon as I get off, which is soon because I'm down to 6% on my battery. Many of us have Native ancestry, and it's so easy to get your Native American membership. It is so easy. It is so easy. It is so easy. And there's so many benefits, from healthcare benefits, from benefits for buying a home, land rights. Get your Native American ancestry membership. Even if you think you have it, you can go to the Dawes Rolls. I believe you can do this with Cherokee. I know definitely with Choctaw and most of the what is it, the 8 nations. You can, thank you, Decade 7. You can go to the Dawes Rolls, DAWESROLLS. These were the final lists of all the Native Americans that they took in like 1918, and that's at usa.gov. It's by the census. You can just Google Dawes rolls. If you can find any of your ancestors on there, you can get your Native American ancestry. It costs you nothing, but the card is worth it. Dental, health insurance, all of that. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. And I shared that because I practice a lot of the native spirituality. I have shared that I do the sweat lodges, especially in Maui. USA.gov, you can first Google Dawes rolls on Google. Go into Google Dawes rolls, DAWES, roll, like a bread roll, ROLLS. And it will bring you to like the census or us.gov.census. What's up, King? It will come up. And from there, because my mother's father's parents were on there, including my grandfather, but he was like 5. And from there, what's up? Yes, Sister Nature. That's how we were all able to get our Choctaw membership. My mom looks like Geronimo. That's why I kind of have this look. My mom has the same type of complexion, slightly lighter, very dark jet black hair. There's a certain nose. It's all of that. Either way, I do the sweat lodges. There's certain things that they would practice that I go deeper into to understand that side of my ancestry and the people that came before me. Because these are warriors. I'm a warrior. There's a reason why I've just been attracted to plants, and I would just grab leaves and mash them up. I did not know, but I now know that's something else that is working through me. And I would just instinctually like grab things and make teas and drink it. What's up, Little Goat? The name Little Goat. We need to get back to big or expanded goat or too big to conceive goat. And I'm fantastic. So I said all that to say, what is you is always you. As Jay-Z says, you were born, let's see. You was who you was when you got here. You maybe don't know. Who's baby? I haven't seen my spirit guide. I haven't seen it, but I never called it in and I've never actively been looking for it. I know guides and you all who you all play it. No matter what you are, you all who you all play it. But that's just the top layer. Either love me or leave me alone. Yeah, that's from the announcement. So, I am my guide. I am my guide. And I'm guided here to TikTok with my flower crown. And we have, let's see how long I've been speaking, because I'm going to go. I'm really going to make me something delicious to eat. And thank you, King, though. I appreciate you. I don't know what's going on with this. I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate this candid talking because that's what I do. I'm going to have a fantastic night. And love what you do what you love, eat good food. Stop eating this nasty food and thinking it's aiding you because it's not. Learn. I'm going to do more lives on YouTube just with cooking. I think I'm a cooking star, including foraging for food, because it's so much fun. Forget going out to happy hour. Let's go and pick some lemons and make some fresh lemonade with simple syrup. How about that? That tastes so much better than this nasty lemonade you get from the grocery store. It's so much better. So with that, be the reflection of love because we all come from an infinite source of love. What's up, Cindy? Show up. You can show up with a flower crown, but just show up. Okay. I hope it was delicious and well spiced. Just show up because that's all you have to do is show up. If you don't show up, you'll never know. And learn the beauty that is you, because there's beauty that's you. It takes courage to get there, but show it, see it, be it, drink it, dance it, speak it. Always a pleasure, Decade 7. And thank you. You show up in all my lives. I appreciate you. And I saw you in someone else's live. We kind of speak similarly. She has a different perspective, and we speak on the same thing. So I'm always uplifted when I see that. So with that, thank you for subscribing to me here on TikTok. I'm talking fast because my phone's about to conk out. I won't say die. It will be unalived. Subscribe to my YouTube because there's going to be great content, especially long form content. I'm uploading as soon as I get off and after I eat. Okay, I wouldn't know. I don't eat Popeyes. I don't eat fast food. I haven't had fast food in like 25 years. Exactly, Jeff. Yes, no one has the same perspective. Thank you. Just continue to be great and go out and get a flower crown. Maybe I'm going to start selling these. I'm going to see what's up, because positive mind, positive life. Let me take this off. And that's it. Go find you a hope. I will see you tomorrow. Beautiful. Your YouTube, can you call me tonight? No. And stop calling me baby. You don't have enough. You aren't enough. You're not there. If you're eating Popeye's chicken, you're not for me. I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.